aka Mrs. Yonks with the Open DAO. Super excited to have you guys here for our first Operations Alliance meeting here with Yonks and Jason B. And we're just going to be having a conversation about what it looks like to build some operational infrastructure and really make Open DAO the best experience it can be for everybody. So if you are listening on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever channel you may be tuning in on, hit us subscribe, give us a thumbs up. We love comments. If you have any questions for the panel, we do monitor the YouTube comments during the call. So we'd love any feedback that you have while that's happening. We will address any questions or comments that you have as much as we can during the call. So with that, Jason and Yonks would love to get some quick intros before we get in. So Yonks, why don't we start with you? Give us a quick intro. What are you excited about with Open DAO?
That is hard to summarize, and I see so much potential here. I am full-time working in DAOs and absolutely love the momentum in the community here at Open DAO. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time. I mean, already did a little bit of an intro on the Education Alliance that's on our YouTube channel, but just most looking forward for meeting amazing people. And on that note, I'm going to kick it to Jason B for a quick intro from Jason.
Hi, thanks. So my full-time job isn't working in DAOs, but my in real life job is basically working in policy analysis, and I'm also working a lot of governance issues for this is a federal government setting in Canada. And I've been very interested in crypto in general for about a year now. Got into NFTs about 3 or 4 months ago. And I just love everything anything that's going on in the DAO space. I mean, it's advancing so fast. There's so much to learn, not only just for my in real life job working for the government, but I just really like the ecosystem and love what's been done for this DAO. I've helped set up DAOs and other projects as well, and I'm just looking to learn as much as possible. The team here looks fantastic, and I think it's a great opportunity for folks like myself and anybody even that has a lot of experience to really grow something that I think has a lot of opportunity. So yeah, happy to be here. Thanks.
Well, welcome. Glad you could join us. So one quick thing, we are working with the moderators to see if there's a possibility we can implement the sesh bot. If you guys have ever been part of a Discord server where it notified you about an event and then gave you RSVP options, that sesh, it's a bot that you can install, and we would like to have that installed in the server so you can get an automatic ping on that. So that's number one. Number two, we do have a Google Calendar that is that on the main page of that yet, Jason or Yonks?
Yeah, let me bring open a share for that. So I'm going to add here, create a proposal to use sesh bot for the Open DAO events to make it easier for everybody to stay informed, because we've got a lot of activity like Mrs. Yonks was talking about. And this is one of the things that I think between the Marketing Alliance and the Operations Alliance that we could really help to facilitate. And this is the Google Calendar that we've created. That's something, as Mrs. Yonks alluded to, that we found that very helpful for staying apprised. You know, like looking at today, we've got a lot of activity going on, and this is something that will probably, time permitting, assist with getting nailed down, because like right here, there's still the tentative on the Google Calendar. We'll talk about that here in a minute. So I'm just making. Go ahead, Ms. Yonks.
So on this Google Calendar, you are able to subscribe to that. You should see it in your local time. We are a global DAO. Our call yesterday, we had people literally Asia, Europe, US, multiple countries. So really exciting. And we are trying to find times that are convenient for everybody, and it's always the middle of the night somewhere. So we're doing our best. We use Let Us Meet to do that. One note about the live streaming format: Yonks and I run another DAO that we have done almost every meeting that we've done transparent, videoed, live streamed to all the channels. And so if you want to look at our body of work from the beginning, then you can see everything we've ever done in the DAO. And we've also been part of so many DAOs where there's tons and tons of valuable content that ends up in Discord voice chats, or Zoom calls that don't get recorded, and they're just gold in there and it just disappears. So we really want to be committed to not just having a culture where good stuff happens. It's good stuff happens. It's transparent. We foster more of a culture of transparency, and we give ourselves some history. So when people say, what is SOS all about? You can say, okay, we started on this date, and then here's everything that happened after that. It's all on YouTube. So that's what we're trying to do. That's part of the strategy. So with that, let's go down the agenda, and we had intros. That was great. And then let's talk about the tasks at hand, what we want to do.
So these are the ones that are there right now. I think that just going through, because I don't know how many people have actually seen Let Us Meet. So like we've got the Marketing Alliance and the Development Alliance here, and I think that this would be a real quick opportunity. Like we've got the Compensation Alliance. Let's just take a look over here on the Compensation Alliance on the Let Us Meet real quick and get this on the calendar so that everybody can. So here's the Compensation Alliance on the Let Us Meet. And looking over here, I don't think that the availability has changed. Let me refresh this to make sure that I'm looking at the most up-to-date thing. Go ahead.
So if this isn't super obvious, Let Us Meet is a really simple scheduling tool where everybody sees it in their local time. So you're seeing our calendar in Eastern Time, USA, because that happens to be where Yanks and I are right now. But everybody will see this in their local time, and then you put whatever time it is in your local time that you're available. And the darker green it is, the more people are available. So we try and pick that box right there. It looks like the most people are available, or maybe everybody. You also have the option to throw a meeting on there first, and then people can say, that wasn't really a great time, but sure, I could be available. That's when it is. And it's a really easy way to say, okay, this looks like when the most people are available. So that's what we're going to try and do until we can find a better tool. But this one seems to be working pretty well because nobody's trying to translate something to GMT or UTC or whatever and missing it.
Yeah, and one of the nice things too is it works equally as well. And we'll create a video here for the YouTube channel, but let's just go ahead and get this dialed in real quick, because this is one of the things that been taking the initiative, and I think categorically this would absolutely fall under an operations umbrella, and at least fostering the dynamic until there's some more autonomy that are occurring within each of these alliance teams. So anyway, it doesn't look like the availability has really changed that much from what had on the tentative calendar. So it's very easy. I mean, we're going to just click schedule, and we're going to get this time block right here, save, boom. I mean, you saw how easy that was, and it was equally as easy as far as getting that. And we'll take that offline as far as creating a specific video just for that. So we're just going to update the Google Calendar here real quick for the Compensation Alliance, because it's no longer tentative. We just got this scheduled here. So let's just do that real quick so that there's not any confusion on that. So, and we'll see too how the DAO likes this format. This is something that we've gotten a lot of value out of. Anyway, we're not going to talk anymore about that. So let's go back to the agenda. We did one of the Let Us Meet, and we'll come back and not necessarily here for the rest of those. So organize yourselves and align mission of the alliance with that of the DAOs. And that's one of the things I've been very engaged across the other alliances to kind of bring some synergy here. So let's go ahead and check this off right now. Schedule the first weekly call. Welcome everybody. And if you're tuning in on YouTube, make sure that you smash the subscribe button, smash the like button here. We love the engagement. We know that YouTube does as well. And if you have any questions or you want to contribute, please do that via the comments. We've got a chat aggregator going on right now. I see we're getting some camera time with baby Yonks there. So modify and update the alliances Notion page. And this is something too that it's the tool that we're using for coordinating all of the information within the DAO. There's a lot of different activities going on across the alliance, and that's one of the things that we'll work on obtaining more access to the active contributors for that. So modify and update the Alliance's Notion page. So this is one of the things you already saw. We've got the meeting notes. I created a little bit of agenda, and this is just to provide some framework that we can have as a reference point real quick here. And this is kind of I think a good format, and looking forward to seeing some contributions from some other people. So going back again to the immediate tasks that were on the initial page here real quick. So modify and update, begin research on how to assist the DAO. And on this, I'm going to just kick it over to Jason, and here's some ideas here. These are some tasks that were put forward. What do you see as far as some opportunities from your perspective to get a fresh lens on things here, Jason?
Hey, I haven't put much thought into this, to be honest, but I think one of the immediate things is just kind of making sure that all the different groups align based on the future vision and priorities for the DAO itself. And I think just making sure that everybody's aligned to those priorities and making sure that we're all working in sync, that there isn't too much overlap. There's obviously going to be overlap no matter what anybody does. You can't, you can't create, perfect boxes that everybody has to operate in. But at the same time, just making sure that we're there to help people achieve specific, milestones. We're there to kind of, I think when I was reading sort of like the description for the group, and what I really liked, and it's kind of where I see my role fitting a lot in some of the opportunities that I take on is just being there to help out where there might be a gap for some people. Like sometimes be a jack of all trades in certain cases to make sure that you can help out those groups get to their priorities. I think also just making sure that we understand where people are in terms of getting to those milestones, and making sure that we communicate that everywhere and ensure that we're all sort of like going along at the same rate.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's great feedback. So as far as this question is for both of you, and then also if anybody in the audience has feedback, what are some other DAOs that you've been a part of that's something name or not, but something that they just did really well from an operations standpoint? So for me, one of the ones that I was most excited about was Bankless. They're just really on point with their teams. I think they're called guilds. And when you are part of a guild, if you're not assigned to that guild, you don't see all the channels. So I think they've got hundreds, maybe 1,000 channels in their Discord, and it's just so overloading. So if you're not on a project, there are 18,000 people in their Discord, and we've got 3 times that. So one of the things I'd like to recommend is, as people opt into teams, if they're not opted into it, they don't necessarily see what's in it, because this thing has an opportunity to get really overwhelming really fast as our community just really starts thriving. 57,000 people in a week is nuts. And the fact that there are that many people that are interested in wanting to show up is amazing. So that's something I would just encourage: a great onboarding process, and then organizing the Discord so that you don't see everything in there. So that's how yeah. Oh, I guess we had to skip that down on that. But that's if any of you guys aren't part of Bankless, of all the DAOs I've ever been in, they have probably the best one out there, best onboarding process out there.
I think just to keep it on here, I'm going to bring these immediate tasks over to the agenda. And I wanted to give a shout out to Rolando from Argentina. Thanks for showing us some comment love. And anybody else that's watching, make sure that you engage with us. This is one of the things that YouTube absolutely loves. We are actively monitoring the content of the channel here, and this is something that we're looking to swing over here pretty soon. Here, let me show you real quick on the screen. So here you go, Rolando. We saw your comment, and this is something that we're looking to get in place, a live stream chat aggregator with the Restream bot on the Open DAO Discord. So thanks for the comments there. And I think it would be good. Like, I really liked what Jason said there as far as reviewing. This is the Operations Alliance page. I'm going to just show everybody where they can find this real quick, because some people may not know. So if you go to the Open DAO website, well, we've got a LinkedIn too, opendao.com, and you can click over here on this right here, the little in block. This is the little logo for Notion. I believe that got it on our, yeah, so I updated over here. We've even got it linked on YouTube. So it should be very easy to find our Notion. That's one of the things that DAOs have a really strong ethos of, is operating very transparently. And that's evidenced here by, like, you know, just bringing our team meetings. A lot of people participating in a Zoom is a function of their job at work. We like here in the Web3 and the DAO ecosystem, we like to refer that as fiat farming. Here we are on a Sunday, depending on where you're at in the world. Today's a big football day. You know, we've got and I can't remember, yeah, like a big football day. I've got a Go Broncos on. I don't think they're anywhere as far as competing in the playoffs, but I've been too busy to loving hanging out on live streams such as this to bring more access to the fun that you can have by participating in DAOs. So hey, I'm seeing some more comments coming in here. Thank you, Yo Cool Guy and Roger, GM, WagMe 2022. So thanks for the comments here. So going back, let's just go through this Operations Alliance mission here real quick. This is on Notion. I showed you where you can find that. We'll be talking more. That's one of the things that I think we can do too, is to really help people navigate some of these tools, like providing maybe like a Notion 101 or a how-to type of a dynamic. But just to go through and read this mission. So watch over the daily activities of the DAO, so everyone is aligned with the general mission and vision. And that's provide necessary assistance to the DAO to function smoothly and efficiently, facilitate core operations, people, budgets, and targets, project delivery, and strategy, support all functions of the DAO to work together. So I think that this is a great starting point, and that's something, you know, if we need to potentially modify or tweak over time, then that's something that we absolutely could do, but it's definitely a great starting point. So I really appreciate your feedback there on that, Jason. And as I was alluding, I'm going to just bring these immediate tasks over here. Is there anyone that I need to leave? Perhaps this create a seamless onboarding process, because I think that that's probably going to be an ongoing work in progress, because from what I've seen, that's been a reoccurring theme and opportunity in the DAO and the Web3 ecosystem. So Jason's got his hand raised. Thank you for taking advantage of the Zoom. I'm gonna stop talking and let you chime in some thoughts here, Jason.
Yeah, the only thing I was gonna add is probably something that we'll have to hammer down fairly soon is just how the Operations Alliance is going to work with and integrate with governance. So I think that's going to be one of the trickier bits, because obviously operations depend on governance decisions, and how we sort of articulate our work throughout the DAO is going to depend on that kind of tight communication with governance, and also how we integrate with governance decisions. And I think it'll be important to have a good idea on that.
So where should we characterize that here? I put a next actions and a decisions as far as on the meeting notes. Should we have that as a question section?
Yeah, I think that'd be great. One of the things is they have started to put in some preliminary governance tools. Like now that we know who the multi-sigs are, then I think the new procedure for making a proposal is you do a soft proposal, and if you get 100 thumbs ups on it, then it can be considered for a formal vote. I think that way, 57,000 people, you don't have 57,000 people, everybody chimes in an idea, and then Snapshot becomes unwieldy. And so a couple things on that. One is they're starting to put some preliminary on that, which is great. I would really love to address this in the onboarding process. So Yonks made a video called How to Cast a Snapshot Vote, which is that on this channel, Jason?
Yeah, it's linked there in the
so,
YouTube.
So some people have been involved in DAOs before, some people haven't. One of the tools, snapshot.org, is where most of the stuff gets governed. And if you haven't been part of a DAO before, you might not be familiar with actually how you cast a vote. The other thing was I would love to put in some security videos on this thing and more security operations. A friend of ours was on the call yesterday and was telling this horrifying story about how he got duped by somebody inviting him to this private event, and they said, "Oh, just log on to MetaMask and do this." And the website had a MetaMask scam pop up, and they're running a scam bot on. They're draining his wallet as he was. I mean, it's awful. So we really want to add some more security procedures into this. I don't know if that's under operations, but I think it's really important. Partially education and partially operationally to make sure this is a safe community, or at least as safe as it can.
Yeah, so this is one of the soft proposals that Angus put forward yesterday after the Education Alliance. And I think that this, like Tyler, Mrs. Yonks already alluded to, the opportunity to have the Seshbot so just to make it easier for people to subscribe to events. So that's something that I think that we should do. And it'll be interesting to see. Like we're still very early. This is literally like the first operations alliance here. So the opportunity for us to, put something forward, and then this is something that I've taken quite a bit of initiative on as far as fulfilling the going back to the page over here on the operations alliance, as far as watching over the daily activities. I just showed assisting the compensation alliance for getting their let us meet. And until, again, there's some more autonomy, and that those things are kind of happening organically within each of the alliances themselves. This is something that we can kind of foster just to create, because I think the more that we can also create a consistent experience across the various alliances, it will make it easier for people to plug in and contribute. And we've got some comments that have been coming in over here, and let's take a look on that. So, hey, Mrs. Yonks is also keeping an eye on that. So thank you. And thank you, Radiat and Carlos and YB Rubin. Slow and steady, SOS WAGME. Yes, WAGME 2022. It's going to be an absolutely amazing 2022. So that's one of the things. And does somebody want to take the initiative as far as putting the soft proposal for the Seshbot here so that we can move forward with that as an action item?
Is that a permission thing, or is that something we have to do the 100 thumbs up on?
I'm not completely sure as far as the 100 thumbs up thing, and it's definitely not a permissions dynamic. The proposal chat is something that everybody can throw some comments in, and it's just to kind of gauge the general sentiment. Like there was somebody that contributed to, like, as far as being able to add some translations here, a small proposal from the Chinese community. can official add up Chinese sub to the posted videos? So I had some dialogue and saying, yeah, that would absolutely be great. You know, and I don't even know what that looks like as far as from a technical facilitation standpoint. And that's one of the things that going back to the live stream format here, and I'm gonna just bring that up again real quick, because I think that this is important, because this aspect right here, we build an inclusive and platform agnostic community. So the opportunity that we can make this easier for everybody to contribute. And the nice thing about doing the live streaming format is it opens up what we're doing here to the entire world. We're not holding all of the stuff in Discord, and from a ease of making the content accessible. And that's something that will continue to amplify the virtues and the benefits of this. So going back to the question, does somebody want to own this? And if there's somebody that's watching on the YouTube that wants to drive this initiative too, feel free to chime in, because that's one of the great things about this platform is the opportunity. You don't necessarily even have to be on the Zoom with us. You can contribute, and anybody that may be watching the replay. So we'll put it out there unless somebody else here wants to chime in. We'll keep on going down the list here.
Jason B, have you used Sash in any of your other DAOs or Discords that you're in? Do you know what we're talking about on that bot?
No, I haven't actually. No, like I've obviously used Snapshot to to drop proposals and stuff and vote, but not Sashbot. No.
Yeah, that's probably a good place to start real fast. So if Jason, can you pull up one of Retoken's events so that you can see an example of it? Because I think this might make a little bit more sense. Sesh is a super easy bot that integrates with Discord, and it makes event planning just really easy. So what you put in your local time. So if I said this is happening at 7 p.m. Eastern, that will automatically translate to everybody's local time in the world. Yes, no, maybe are the options, and then people can just RSVP. It's you can tag them when you would make the announcement. So this is Retoken is another DAO that Yanks and I run. This is an event. Can you make that bigger, Jason? Sorry, my baby's super excited to participate in our call. So this is something that we're doing, and this is just a quick description, a YouTube video for the live stream if you want to, it's just really great and then it pings people right when it's happening. They just get a DM from Sash. So it's really clean. It's really nice. It helps everybody stay on the same page. It's really convenient.
Yeah, and it's used in a lot of different Discords. And one of the things that's besides just the events capability, like using a over here, going back to the Open DAO Discord. So like instead of just doing the emojis like here, you can put forward a yes or no, and then you can have like a time window on it. And the thing that's fabulous about it too is that so like right now, the only person that can modify this is Angus. Now, the thing that's also great about Sesh is that the people that have the capabilities can edit that. So it's not just restricted to the original poster of that. So anyway, I'll put that out there here, and depending on, hopefully somebody will take the initiative as far as moving that forward. And then if that doesn't happen, then Mrs. Yonks and I will help to drive that. So looking for someone to assist with creating this. All right. So going back to the
I just wanted to say from the chat, thank you, Fatine, for making our baby part of the Alliance. Super excited about that. And one thing I just want to say really positive about DAOs are Yanks and I are both doing this full time, and we have a super active 7-month-old. So for those of you who are parents, thank you for being so kind to us and gracious and letting our baby just pop right in there. And it's just meant a lot to us as new parents to be able to keep doing what we need to do and include our daughter in that. So thank you everybody for your kindness on that.
Yeah, and I'm going to give 100% on that. Yes. All right. So we've got 15 minutes, the begin building resources. So what's the biggest resource? I think that the onboarding process is, but I would love to hear some thoughts as far as from Jason B on a resource that you think that we should focus on bringing forward.
Yeah, I think part of the our role is going to be tracking to some degree. So if we could find something like a nice clean app, like whether it's integrated with Discord, like the Seshbot, but something that we can use to kind of track where the other teams are. I think that would be a good upgrade for us at this point.
And when you're saying track, about anything specifically, I'm just trying to put a better context on that, I guess.
Yes, so like say like a project management sort of like app or software, so that we can see, you know, what tasks people are working on. Like it could even be integrated with Notion, so that we can see, you know, who met where, what time, you know, what people are working on, what's been approved, not approved, that type of thing.
I'm not sure if this is the right tool for that, but Jason B, have you ever heard of Trello, Trello.com, or it's a Trello
Yeah,
app?
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
You know that?
Exactly.
Okay. For those of you in the audience who are not familiar with it, it's if you can just imagine Post-it notes stuck all over your wall, organized in columns as you're moving stuff around, but a digital version of that. It's like a Kanban methodology where
Exactly,
yeah, you break down projects, and then you break down projects into tasks, and you can assign them to people, and you can assign due dates, and you can build checklists. It's really nice. Retoken uses it, Creator DAO uses it. I'm sure there's a bunch of other DAOs that use it too. If that's a tool that is helpful for everybody, again, we can break down into different boards so people aren't seeing every task that needs to get done in the DAO.
Yeah.
But and I don't want to get tool sprawl between Notion and everything else that we're doing. But Trello, I really like it. So have you used that, Jason B, in another DAO or in a club or in your professional life or whatever?
Yeah, absolutely. Trello's been something that we've used quite often. There's Monday as well, but I think Trello is probably the better tool, because like you're mentioning, like you can set it so that it can be publicly available. People can read it, not necessarily edit in it. You can also have views so that people can, you know, add content to it. Like if you have an open discussion and you want people to, you know, add to a proposal before it gets submitted anywhere or proposed anywhere, we can start developing, you know, proposals on that. Maybe it's not the best tool for that, but I think it's a good tool for just tracking what people are doing, like just popping in into different groups and seeing, you know, where they're at, you know, what's going on, if they've got a meeting coming up, if they've got a big, you know, like I think it's just good for tracking for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And something that has worked really well on this is in Retoken is we use it as a bounty board. So whenever we have something special that needs to get done, and a little bit different, I don't know if we're going to be, and this hasn't been discussed yet, but if we end up rewarding people with tokens or with whatever, then it's a great opportunity to say, hey, if you do this, this is the bounty. So it lets people see who's working on stuff and assign themselves.
Yeah, so I added that, and let's see. Let me move that down to next action so that it doesn't get lost here. And that's something too. I know that there's the capabilities in Notion for doing some of the similar stuff. I would definitely. One of the limitations with Trello, unless you start bolting on some other things, is it's a very great task management, but project management. And I think that there's some pretty tight integration that can occur potentially between Trello and Notion. And I'm newer to using Notion myself. I know that this was put forward. It's a very popular tool because I think you can do a lot of really neat stuff behind the scenes as far as having a lot more depth of capabilities than what you get with Trello. So anyway, that's a great idea. Mrs. Yonks and I are huge fans of doing Trello for the task management, and there's different ways to do that. So that's something that we can definitely explore. Go ahead.
Sorry, Yonks. One question from the audience was, does Open DAO have a burning mechanism? And no, they don't, as far as I know right now. If they do need to add that in the future, then that's something that would definitely go through a vote, and probably an open discussion, or maybe a couple of open discussions, a big decision to make. But
I'm gonna just hear I think the best place to do that, and this is going to be a plug real quick, because we have the upcoming AMA scheduled here at 5 p.m. UTC for January the 3rd. So if that's not on your calendar, be sure to add it, because that's when the official Open DAO AMA, because that question is really outside of the scope of the Operations Alliance. The Operations Alliance is really here to support, from an operational standpoint, the DAO. So that, again, like Mrs. Yonks was alluding to, and this is again a plug for the community AMA. This is going to be an off the hook event, January the 3rd. 5 p.m. UTC, which is noon EST. So that should be a great window. So that's the kind of questions that I'm sure are gonna be asked during that, and we'll see what the answers are. So anyway, go ahead.
Thanks for that question. We always love questions, even if we can't answer them right at the time. But thank you for your feedback on that and your question.
Absolutely. So going back here, let's see what else we've got on the main page for begin research on how to assist the DAO. And this is kind of a little vague. And I think the biggest way is just participating in where you can. And that's one of the great things about this live streaming format. If you're not able to participate live like this, the opportunity on our YouTube channel to come and replay the events. This is something that we're going to be organizing based upon some feedback that I got from Angus. I even created a how to create these live stream events, and we'll see how the community loved these. And one of the ways that you can show how much that you love this format is to give us some thumbs up, like the video, share it, engage with the comments. So and then I see Iron Man.
Yeah, we had a comment from Iron Man. This isn't a bot I'm familiar with, but he or she, I'm assuming you're a man, is the Orly Scrum bot to integrate project management into Discord, and it supports Notion and Trello. So thanks for that feedback. Yonks, can you please put that on the list so we don't miss that? And definitely something to research and see. And Iron Man, thanks for that tool. If you have any links or any DAOs where it's being implemented, or just any resources that you can post those in the comments too, we'd love to get all that. And we want to bring that forward as an opportunity that that we should take a look at. So thanks for that feedback.
Absolutely. And this is one of the things I love about this. I'd never heard of the Orly Scrum bot. So, and again, thank you for that. So I added that to the next actions here. And if you could share a link, I don't know, Iron Man there from YouTube, if you're in the Discord or not. Hopefully you are, and hopefully you've joined the Operations Alliance. That's one of the action items that I personally have, is to create a how to participate in the Open DAO. That's again, I think the biggest opportunity, besides watching number go up or number go down, is to actively engage. We believe that everybody has something that they can contribute to the DAO, the Web3 ecosystem, so that we can all amplify and get better here together.
Absolutely.
So go ahead.
One quick thing, and I don't think this can get said enough, is for those of you who are newer to Discord, there are tons of malicious bots out there. So anytime that you, especially if you get a DM from somebody, or even if you get a DM, an official looking DM, don't ever click on it. That's how you get your wallet drained. There's so many scams out there. If there's any bot that is official, it'll be in an official channel link, or you can tag a moderator and ask them. There are lots of bots that look official. They have official looking names. They've got the wrong Discord number, so it'll say Collabland or another bot, and then it's scam. Be super careful out that. Don't click on any links and DMs. Don't install any bots without seeing if they're actually in the official server, because that all gets vetted first. So everybody just be super careful out there. Don't lose your wallets. Okay, Jason B, what other tools are you thinking about? What other ideas have you seen working? We'd love to get some more feedback from you.
Sorry. For now, I think it's pretty well covered. To be honest, I think if we got a little bit more insight into how we're going to be working and being interoperable with how the governance takes place, and then having some type of tool to track, to be able to publish events, but also track activity from the other groups. And then I like the last idea of having sort of like a scrum. If we had sort of like a daily, even like 5-10 minute scrum where everybody kind of talks about what they're going to be focusing on for the day. Even if people aren't, doing this as like a, can't put too much time into it, I think it would still be a good idea to kind of have people come in and just kind of share what they think they're going to be tackling for the day.
Absolutely, and it'll be interesting to see how the momentum, and that's one of the things that we're working to keep the momentum going here, because it's easy for people to lose the excitement. There's been a lot of excitement about this airdrop here over the holiday season, but we're just getting started. And in order for this to become what we all believe that it can and should become, we need to continue to push forward and deliver. So I'll take a look, because I think the opportunity is to ensure that we've got some good documentation and workflow as far as the governance framework. So did I capture this well? How will operations integrate within the DAO governance framework?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, because I mean, it's still. Maybe you guys have a bit more background on that. Do you know how that governance framework is going to be set up?
Well, there's a couple of proposals right now. There's a couple of things right now. The initial way that they've been doing it is a brand new humongous DAO with no formed community as of a week or so ago. They started doing things like saying, if you want to be a multi-sig candidate, get 50 thumbs up. If you want to propose if you want to make a proposal, get 100 thumbs up first, things like that. That's really soft. And that's, it was fine. That was a great way to do things. I think as we get more sophisticated in governance tools, we'll start adding things like polls and letting people tag themselves, probably through Collabland, of being SOS holders and things like that. So I wanted to address one other question in the audience about the pricing. The community does not have any control over the pricing. We don't set it. It's driven by the market. So if this community is really valuable and people want more of the token, the price will go up. If they don't, the price will go down. It's just like any other stock or house in a neighborhood or anything. If more people want it, it'll go up. Nobody in the community has control over the price or has any ability to change the price. All we can do is just create value around this community, and then that's it. So that's I don't know if that answers your question. If you need more details, go ahead and throw that in the AMA also, coming up here tomorrow at 5 p.m. UTC.
So one final thing that I think, and looking here, we only have 3 minutes left, is we talked a little bit about lettuce meat. Is that something that we want to put forward again for this this next week? And I'm not sure what type of cadence that we will have. I would like to see the momentum continue, but we also don't want to overextend and not really do anything. The biggest opportunity is what we do in between, like this meeting and the one coming up here. So how did you have you used Let Us Meet before, Jason?
No, it's the first time actually for me.
What do you think of it?
I think it worked quite well. I think it worked quite well to kind of just show where the hotspots are for people's availability. So to me, it felt pretty seamless. Like when I was putting in availability, it doesn't seem to be too onerous on the responders. Like you don't really have to log in and all that stuff. It's just, it's fairly, probably one of the easiest tools I've used for that. Some of the other ones I've used, you need to have a Gmail account, and then you put in a check mark for all the different time zones. At least here you can just click and drag, and yeah, I thought it's pretty easy.
All right, well, let's just add that as a decision that we'll use that for the one for the upcoming one, and we'll get that put out there so that we can have something to look forward to. And again, I think the biggest opportunity is what we do in between here, and that's one of the things I'm going to be taking the lead on as far as participating in the upcoming other alliances. And then we've also got the calendar over here that Mrs. Yonks was talking about, and we've got a lot of opportunities. So anybody that's watching, we're going to be having more live streams today, bringing you different perspectives from the developing. We've got the Marketing Alliance, the Development Alliance, Compensation Alliance, Treasury Alliance, Research Alliance, and the Relations Alliance. So make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel or whatever live stream platform that you may be looking at. But I'm going to kick it over to Jason for any final thoughts, and then Mrs. Yonks, you can bring it to a close for us.
Yeah, not really much. I think it was a great first meeting. I think we've got a good set of initial targets for the group. Yeah, I'm happy with how things are going, and I'm excited for the rest of the day. There's a lot of meetings. I'm in another group as well, the Legal Alliance, so I'm happy to make sure that both are working together. So yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, awesome. We are thrilled that you're joining us, and I want to just point out one thing, which is seeming pretty obvious, but I'm just so excited about it. So just on our call, we've got US, Canada in the audience. We've got Indonesia, Argentina, probably some other countries represented. So this truly is a global movement, and we're so excited. Last night we had friends from Singapore, we had friends from China, we had friends from London. I'm meeting more interesting people globally. I have never translated time zones this much in my life. I didn't actually realize what UTC was until I got involved with DAOs about 6 months ago, and I had to start figuring out if whatever time people wanted to have a meeting was actually 4 a.m. here. So it's so exciting. I want you guys to all be thinking through. We're part of something that brought together people globally. Nobody said, this is a dumb idea, I don't want an airdrop, I don't want anything. This is exciting. So one last thing, and then I'm done, which is one more plug. There are a lot of people watching this airdrop and moving around fake airdrops. I think 9x9 had mentioned something about people are pretending to be him. They're moving coins back and forth from their wallet, and then they're trying to do token swaps. Just be super careful out there, guys. There's just a lot of great ways to make money, but there's also a lot of scams out there. So everybody just be super careful.
Thank you, Mrs. Yonks. Thank you, Jason, for hanging out. Thank you for everybody that participated in the audience. We've got a full agenda today. So if you're able to participate, we would love hanging out with you all again later today. But this is it. Until next time, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks. Bye.